Okay, so thank you for coming back promptly. And before we move on to the second plenary session on the new genetics of Huntington's, we want to take a little time to remember our friend and colleague Lesley Jones. So Lesley was a staunch supporter of EHDN, and we've placed this period of remembrance just before the session on genetics, because this is the session that Lesley often chaired and which she was passionate about. So, as many of you will know by now, Lesley very sadly passed away at the end of June after a short illness, which she bore with characteristic stoicism and pragmatism. Her illness came as a great shock to everyone who knew her, and particularly to her husband, friend and collaborator, Peter Holmans, who's here in the audience today. Indeed, Lesley was apparently well and active even in the spring of this year, and only in March, Lesley and Peter completed the first part of a long-distance footpath that they'd been planning to walk for some time. Lesley spent much of her professional life in Cardiff in the UK. She did her first degree and PhD in Cardiff, became a senior scientist and lecturer in neuropsychiatric genetics in Cardiff, and was appointed as Professor of Neuropsychiatric Genetics in 2012. She started her career working on several neurodegenerative diseases, but increasingly focused on Huntington's, for which she's now best known. She had collaborators across the globe and was central to the activities of the GEM Consortium and was a world leader in the exploration of Huntington gene modifiers. And Sarah Tabrizi, who's talking next, will say a little more about that. So Lesley was a much loved and respected figure in Cardiff. She was well known for her sharp intellect, good sense and kindness, and particularly her careful attention to the needs of young scientists and strong support of women in science. She served in several postgraduate educational roles for many years, and shortly before coming ill, she'd been appointed as the regional director of a flagship MRC PhD scheme. And despite being in the role for such a short time, she'd already instituted changes that will have a long-term positive impact for many PhD students. Very recently, she was awarded a prestigious title of the Fellow of the Learned Society of Wales, a position that she sadly didn't live to take up. So Lesley has been a loyal supporter of EHDN since its inception. She served on many of its committees and working groups. She chaired the SBAC from 2010 to 2012. She was the lead facilitator of the Genetics Modifier Working Group for many years and a member of the Biomarkers Working Group. She chaired the Programme Committee for the 2018 Plenary Meeting and delivered a really excellent conference, the last one we enjoyed before lockdown. At the time of her death, Lesley was a member of the EHDN Executive Committee, which she joined in 2018, and a core member of the think tank, which meets almost weekly. Lesley's time in these positions was marked by energy and by engagement. Despite her many and varied professional commitments, she was always generous with her time and energy that she devoted to these activities. She was always well prepared and gave serious thought to a wide range of scientific and management issues and gave really excellent scientific advice. She was particularly engaged in the assessment and award of seed fund applications, and this was something she cared about deeply. And she was particularly keen to ensure support for innovative ideas from young scientists. So in fact, the energy and care she put into the seed funds over so many years was such that the Executive Committee have now elected to rename these awards the Lesley Jones Awards. So we hope that this gesture will serve to honour Lesley's commitment to EHDN, her passion for excellent and exciting science, and that it will serve to inspire future generations of scientists working in this area. So I want to finish by saying that in addition to her many professional qualities, Lesley was also down to earth and really huge fun to work with. And I'm sure those of you here who knew her well will have fond memories of sharing meals and bottles of wine, and will remember her quick wit and sense of fun. I know those of you who knew her and all her colleagues in Cardiff are devastated to have lost her prematurely, but of course this loss is particularly acute for her children, grandchildren, and for Peter. So there's no question that we've lost a good friend, a supporter, and a truly remarkable woman. But we can take inspiration from her down-to-earth approach to life, her generous support of colleagues, and her unstinting endeavours to support the next generation of researchers. And I'm confident that her legacy will continue to provide inspiration.
Thank you. Anne asked me to also say a few words about Lesley, who I've known for over 30 years, and particularly about her scientific contribution to Huntington's disease, neurodegeneration, and a little bit about our work together. So I first met Lesley in 1996, a year into my PhD, when I had to try and clone the CAG repeat into cell lines. I went to Lesley's lab in Cardiff, where she helped me clone the repeat into SHSY5Y cells and to size the CAG repeat on southern blots, which actually was really difficult. And from that day, I stayed in close contact with Lesley as a friend, scientific mentor, and colleague. We did wonderful and fun things together. We went to the theatre, we shared books all the time, and actually we walked in Wales, and I really will miss her greatly. Scientifically, Lesley made immense contributions to Huntington's disease research since the earliest days with Peter Harper. Lesley contributed enormously to our understanding of the disease at every level. Her 2006 Hodges et al. Regional and cellular gene expression changes in human Huntington's disease brain paper with Ruth Luthi Carter still remains a critical paper in the field with over 800 citations. Lesley worked on the cell biology, she worked on mouse behavior, and also the genetics of Huntington's disease. She was the chair, as Anne mentioned, of the EHDN genetic modifier working group right from its inception. Lesley's work with genetic modifiers has really pioneered our understanding of HD genetic modifiers, and Lesley led all the European efforts in this. As we'll hear in the next session, but as we know, this has completely changed the course of our understanding of the disease, with new therapeutic targets and possibly new treatments for patients. And Lesley really cared deeply about the patients and families. She always wanted to know about trials, and she was genuinely devastated for patients and families when the Generation HD1 trial failed. Lesley actually also made huge contributions to Alzheimer's disease and to our understanding of Alzheimer's genetics, in collaboration with her husband Peter and Julie Williams in Cardiff. And just recently, Sir John Hardy, who's very famous for cloning lots of Alzheimer's genes, said, "Lesley was the first person to say that glia are the first cells to go wrong in Alzheimer's, and we now know that they are the key players in the cause of the disease." Lesley was a really excellent scientist. She was an assertive and powerful woman in a truly excellent and exemplary way. She was actually a no-nonsense science, and I found her attitude to science really refreshing. She said it how it was, so if she thought your data was shit, she'd tell you. Lesley actually was my go-to person when I wanted feedback on new data, because I knew that I would get an honest and very smart insight into new data and what it means. I mentioned her honesty, and she had this wonderful direct approach to science and always had such a clear and concise view of data and their interpretation. Lesley, Jill and I edited the Oxford University Press book on Huntington's together, and doing that with Lesley made the job fun and interesting for Jill and I. And I learned so much from Lesley over the years. I would say that she helped shape and train me, and I'm always going to be grateful for that, and I'm going to miss her terribly. I think the thing that for me and for many of you that embodies Lesley is I admired her intellect and of course her huge contributions to the HD field, but I also very much respected her dedication to training the next generation. She really thought carefully about the future generations of scientists and the research she was doing. And I think the inspiration of Lesley, as Anne said, will be carried forward by all of you in the audience who has been trained under Lesley. And I think that's going to be a long-lasting legacy for the future. Many colleagues from all over the world have written to me about how much Lesley meant to them and her dedication to Huntington's disease. And I hope we can carry forward her legacy in all of her trainees and also carry forward potential treatments, which was something Lesley was very much focused on, particularly in more latterly, where she was working with a number of industry partners, some of you of whom are here, to try and take potential treatments forward relating to genetic modifiers. I think we're going to miss her enormously, as I know many of you will, and I think we should just celebrate what an amazing woman she was and how lucky we were to have her as a colleague, scientist, and friend for as long as we did. We're going to leave you now with a slideshow that we've put together of Lesley, and I think if we could take a few minutes to watch the slideshow and think of Lesley. Thank you.